This is not going to be your typical AirPods 2 video where we just read off some specs from Apple's website. Instead, we're going to be putting Apple's claims to the test. We're going to be testing everything that Apple advertised with the new H1 chip, including syncing speed, lag when you're watching videos, microphone quality, their range, because as Bluetooth 5 now, we're going to test out Hey Siri, and a lot more. So let's start out with a connection test. The H1 chip should be faster, but it wasn't actually here. Let's hit connect and see which one pairs faster. Bam, the new AirPods 2 did connect faster there. Now let's take a second to talk about the physical differences. Of course, with the new AirPods, we have the LED indicator on the outside of the case instead of on the inside. But one thing not a lot of people noticed is that the hinge is no longer polished. Instead, it's kind of like a brushed finish, which does look nice, and it doesn't attract fingerprints. Now on the back of the case, we still have that Bluetooth pairing button if you want to pair with other Bluetooth devices that don't support iOS. Instead of being at the very bottom now, it's actually right here at the middle of the case. And of course, if you bought the wireless charging version, there is wireless charging built in. And the design of the actual AirPods didn't change at all. They look identical, but what's not identical is the tech on the inside. Now let's compare the sound quality. AirPods 1, AirPods 2. It's a pretty good improvement. Honestly guys, I'm just joking. There is no difference. They sound identical, and Apple actually reached out to MKBHD. They're talking about the new AirPods, and they said that there is no difference in sound quality whatsoever. So if you're looking for a sound quality improvement, that's not a good reason to upgrade. Now I'm in Asphalt 9. Apple did say the game latency was reduced. So I'm here in the menus, and each time that you hit a tab, there's an effect. And as I'm pressing here, connected to the original AirPods, I definitely can notice some delay, maybe close to a quarter second after I press it is when I hear the little sound effect. Let's check out the iPhone connected to the second gen AirPods. That is definitely noticeable. Basically, as soon as I press on the menu, I hear the effect right away. So if you are gaming with AirPods, I think that'll make a good difference. And now let's check out the auto pause speed. I'm playing a video here. Let's remove them. Well, the second gen AirPod paused the video like it should, and the first gen AirPod didn't. It's still actually playing. Let's do that again. Test number 2. All right, that time both of them paused him. I wasn't sure which one is faster, maybe the second gen AirPods just by a little bit. The second gen AirPods do have a new accelerometer, and that could improve the reliability of the double tap function. Let's go ahead and test that out. I have it set to skip song. So both of them are seeming to work perfectly fine. I'm hitting him at the exact same time, and the second gen AirPods are faster. So there you go. Actually, one time the old gen missed, another time. Let's give it a second to catch up. So second gen is constantly just slightly faster. So even though we have two identical phones here, the second gen AirPods do switch the songs faster consistently, and along with that they are more reliable, where with the originals there were a couple times where it actually didn't switch even though I did double tap them at the exact same time as the other side. So how about the microphone quality? I have my voice memos app open, one AirPod in each one connected to each phone. I'll do a quick mic check, and then you guys let me know in the comment section below which one sounds better, or are they the same. This is an audio quality test of the original Apple AirPods. This is an audio quality test of the second generation AirPods. So now let's test out and compare my biggest complaint about the original AirPods, and that's switching over from your iPhone to your Mac. Now sometimes it works really well, really fast and with a good connection. Other times it takes just a little bit too long, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and sometimes it just doesn't connect at all. Let's start out with the original AirPods. I have them connected to the phone here. I'm gonna hit connect. 5 seconds, 7 seconds, I hear a sound. It actually paused, and there you go. So it took roughly 8 seconds or so. I'll put the exact time right over here, and the video actually paused so it can sync up the sound to the video. But watching my lips right now in this video, it's actually slightly off, so it didn't pause enough to have the audio catch up to the video. And now for AirPods 2, let's go in and hit connect here. Okay, so very interesting. So as you can see, they did pair a little bit faster. We didn't have that same kind of a pause for the AirPods to sync with the video. And as far as the lips, there's less latency as well. Now what matters most for me is the long-term reliability as far as just connecting, switching between devices, and we're gonna be testing these out a lot more. So if you guys wanna see our full review of the 2nd gen AirPods, make sure you guys subscribe and enable notifications. So finally, let's do the range test and see if the new H1 chip paired with Bluetooth 5 will improve our range and reliability. Let's grab these and go outside. So I have one of each AirPods in, music playing on both phones. I'm gonna hand these off to Vadim and we're gonna test out the range. This is something that does actually matter to me personally because oftentimes I plug in my phone to charge at home and I'm in my backyard doing some yard work, things like that. And sometimes it does actually cut out, which sucks. I have to get closer or try to move my phone. So if we can get some better range with Bluetooth 5, that would be really nice. So actually I'm getting some cutting out with the 1st gen AirPods. So Vadim just told me that our wireless microphone actually cut out before the AirPods did. So the 2nd gen AirPods did go a little bit further and they're more reliable closer until they actually stopped working. Whereas the 1st gen would start cutting out, they'd connect again, start playing, start cutting out again. So the total range wasn't that much better with the 2nd gen AirPods, but it was a lot more reliable and consistent. And finally, let's test out Hey Siri. And as you can see, it actually pops up really quickly. It's surprising. And that's about the biggest new feature of the regular 2nd gen AirPods. Of course, we do have wireless charging if you want to pay more money or buy the case separately. But we think that most people don't really need wireless charging in their AirPods. The battery life is fantastic and the case charges in about an hour from 0 to 100. So I typically just have to top it off like once per week. Other than that, there's really not a big reason to upgrade from the 1st generation. After the announcement, we knew that there wasn't a bunch of extra features added or anything like that, just better connectivity in the new H1 chip. But as you guys saw in this test, there are some improvements, but they're not that huge. So if you have a good working pair of AirPods, I don't think it's worth the upgrade. With that said, if you're not buying the wireless charging version, the price is exactly the same as the previous generation that was so loved by a lot of people and had one of, if not the highest customer satisfaction. So I can't really fault Apple. I'm happy they kept the price the same and did improve the product. I do wish maybe we had some different colors or something like that, but we may see that in the future. So thank you guys for watching. If you want to see our full review after we've used the 2nd generation AirPods for a few weeks, click that little circle above. This has been Max with Max Tech, and I'll see you in the next video.